Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor. It is 11:57 a.m. here in the Pacific Northwest on April 16th, 2020, which also happens to be my anniversary to Giant. It is our 1-year anniversary today, so there will be no stream. And in this video today, we're going to talk about the differences in character level, specifically as it relates to resonance, job levels, and leveling up damaging abilities for your characters. We had a comment in my comment section that was asking why their sterne was so much weaker than my level 60 sterne, and so we're really going to get at the heart of that. And the first thing I really want to talk about is resonance. Now, if you aren't using the same Esper on the same character, you're going to have a problem. And the reason for that is that each character has a resonance level with the Espers. So every single Esper has a different resonance level. So you can see here, Sir O has max level resonance with my Behemoth because he always has Behemoth set on him. And what that does is it transfers 100% of my Esper stats to Sir O. Now, if I were to put Behemoth on Sterne, who only has a level 1 resonance, my Esper stats are only going to transfer 10%. So to give you some perspective, if I have Behemoth on Sir O at max resonance, I'm going to get 369 HP, 23 AP, 15 TP. All of these stats right here are going to be going directly to my Sir O. There's not going to be anything to stop it. There's not going to be anything at all. It's all going directly to him. Now, if it was on another character who didn't have max resonance, let's say it was that Sterne who's level 1, he would only be getting 30 HP, maybe less than 1 AP from Behemoth. And when you're considering the attack value of 49 attack, that is such a huge gap in attack and stats that if you don't have that max resonance for your characters, it is going to murder your character's output and damage, and it is going to tear them down. And part of the problems with this is you can set your favorite equipment on your Sterne or whoever your character is, but you can't set your favorite Esper. And a lot of the times, if you're not careful, if you're changing your formations often, you're going to have a different Esper in different situations, and the next thing you know, your Esper training board is also going to be jacked up. So let me show you another reason why my Behemoth is on my Sir O. So you can see here that Behemoth gets on his Esper board multiple attack up. So I have combined right now, I have attack plus 15% on my Sir O from Behemoth alone. I have an evasion rate plus 3, and then what I've started to do down here is I've started to get into slash attack up. And you can see that this is going to add another 15% bonus to Sir O's slash attack. So not only is a max resonance Behemoth going to give him 15% attack, and then eventually 15% slash attack up, it's also going to give him all of the stats that Behemoth has directly to Sir O. Now, there's a lot of people out there who are like, well, why are you talking about Behemoth? Because Ifrit is clearly better than Behemoth. That is not true in this situation. A lot of the people out there who have Ifrit set, who have, swear by Ifrit for their DPS, and you see everyone having Ifrit set, don't realize the stats for Ifrit being the best summon are when he's 2-star, awakened, and when he is on the right unit and the right combination. There is probably a chance that a max level Behemoth will always outdamage a Behemoth on a slashing attack character because he gets the slashing attack up and Ifrit doesn't. And that slashing attack plus 15% probably outdamages the Ifrit's attack bonus and raw attack stats. So making sure you have the right Esper on the right character is so critical. And if you're looking at your Esper board right now and you're just like, shit out of luck, you need to change that and fix that. And it takes about a week to max resonance. It's something that you can do over time. For example, right now I'm maxing resonance on multiple characters in case I need to use something like a killer ability. So you can see that Behemoth here has Demon Killer. So there may be a time where I want to set a demon when there's a special event. There was an event this week that had skeletons, and there may be an Esper I want to set on someone with Undead Killer so that I can kill the skeletons better, or maybe get that 2k damage bonus so that I can get that 2k achievement. So resonance is not something that you can take lightly. You need to be looking at what abilities are on your Esper training board. And if I were you guys, I would make sure you focus one Esper, get it to 2-star awakening, get the bonus SP from leveling it quickly from 2-star again, and then focus on your next Esper. Don't focus on maxing them out. Focus on getting the abilities that are critical for you in order to make your Esper quote-unquote optimal for your character. Don't worry about what the tier lists say about UR Espers always being the best. That is true when they are awakened to max stats. The only exception to these rules are with the agility Espers in the case of units needing fast agility. So if your unit needs fast agility, it may be the case that you want to focus a UR Esper first instead of one of the Espers that is more relevant to one of your main characters. That is the only exception I can see. Now, coming into our units menu, I did say I was going to talk a little bit about job levels. So looking at my Stern, he's awakened to 5-star. He has job level 9, which is his cap on all 3 of his jobs. Every time you level a job level, you gain about +5 base stats. Now, if you realize he has 3 jobs, and they're all job level 9, that's 27 job levels, times 5 stats is over 140-ish in stats that he gains from his job levels alone. And he can take those up even further, and it's critical stats. You do get some trash stats in there, but these are stats that we're talking like attack, agility, AP, which is so important in this game. It could be the difference leveling your jobs between being able to shuriken once and being able to shuriken twice on your auto battle. These things are so critical and make such a huge difference. And if you're not focusing on all of these little things, your characters aren't going to be as strong or as optimal, just drop my phone there, as optimal as they can be. Now, the last 2 tips I have, you need to level your abilities. And coming in here, you can see that I have not all of his abilities leveled because I've chosen to focus on certain abilities for him. So you can see I leveled up Paralyzing Edge to level 15 because that was his ranged attack that he was using the most in PvP. And then when I got Shuriken, I transitioned and I maxed out my Shuriken because every time you level it, it increases the base damage of the Shuriken. You can also see that I leveled Self-Sacrifice to max because Self-Sacrifice is a huge buff to attack when it's max level. So let's just take a look here. So when I set HP up 1, his attack is 362. When I set Self-Sacrifice, his attack is 505, and that is nuts. That is a huge difference in attack from maxing out Self-Sacrifice. So if you're not setting these abilities right, if you're not setting the support abilities, if you're not leveling them, your character stats are going to fall behind drastically, and it's going to really show in your character's performance. Now, of course, the final tip I'm going to have for you guys is just my equipment. And just to highlight, I do have a Golden Blade +3 on my Stern with Assault class. And you can see here, I've awoken it to level 40. And this is going to add 121 raw attack to my Stern, which is a huge bonus for him. If you saw, he had maybe 350 attack-ish. So this is going to increase probably 30% damage for him. And this is from the event right now. You can farm this. And you can see it also adds a slash attack 5 modifier on the bottom. That modifier is a +5% raw damage to the calculation for damage. So that's not +5% attack necessarily on this sword. What that is it's taking the equation for damage, and it's saying once everything else is processed, Stern's total attack damage is going to be multiplied times this 5% more. So it's adding a flat 5% bonus to all damage that Stern does, that is slash attack. And that's pretty much all of his damage. So these types of things, these types of modifiers are subtle and quiet. If you're not smart about your Esper builds, if you're just following the tier lists and you're not actually looking, you're going to find your Stern or your main UR units really struggling even against MR units or SR units, because if someone is optimizing these stats, if they're optimizing these abilities, if they're capping the resonance with their Espers, if they're focusing Espers first and prioritizing them, they are going to be killing you quite often, even with their inferior units. And there's a lot of PvP players out there right now who will tell you that when you go into PvP into the top ranks, they are not always level 99, and that they're killing level 99s with their level 79s, level 79, like fully enhanced units, because their stats are quote-unquote more valuable because they understand the game system. So just a little bit of an overview for you guys. I hope you guys found this video useful. I hope this helps you guys realize the importance of Esper resonance. And I am going to be starting a series on Espers starting today, where I'm just going to go over 3 Espers at a time, and we're going to talk about when you're going to want to use the Espers, what Espers I would recommend to put on what units, and how I would recommend leveling them. Because I think a lot of the times we just assume everyone's a whale and can max out the Espers just like that. I don't assume that. If you prioritize and focus, it's quite possible you could be on par with a reasonably leveled Esper. So we'll talk a lot more about that. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear in our Discord, in our Twitch. I love talking to you guys. I won't be streaming again tonight because it is my husband and mine's anniversary, so we're getting these videos done early in the day, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your afternoon on this Thursday, and I hope you're looking forward to your weekend. Talk to you later.